I don't know. It's like, I'm sorry I'm gonna curse, but I really like fucking with people where they're trying to guess what gender I am, and it's great.
Doesn't matter like who the gender is. Like when you say like bro, dude, or homie in the sense, you're just it's like it doesn't even
Home
matter.
slice.
Home slice. Oh, guy like a guy. And then when someone says lesbian, god damn it.
Lesbian.
When someone says
Yes.
hello all of you beautiful people, welcome back to Apartment 308. How y'all doing today? You're back here listening on the show called It's Been a While, where I just get together with a friend who I haven't seen / talked to in a long time. We just catch up one-on-one, just have a casual conversation about each other and learn new stuff about each other. And for the show on It's Been a While, we're going to be doing these sessions where I'm going to be finally talking to people who've been on the channel a lot and finally getting our one-on-one talk with each other. And of course, I finally get to do this one with this person who's been on the channel multiple times. You've seen her on this or that. You've seen her on Let's Hang Out. She is the streamer that just goes ooh woo and gets away with it.
Hey.
Let's give it up for Aya. Welcome to the show, Aya.
Hi, I'm back.
Yeah, how you been?
Ooh, tired. It's like ever since we graduated, I know we'll have an episode about that later, but ever since we graduated, I feel like all of that stress and hard work that we've done in all those years, it's now just saddling over my shoulder. I'm like, wait, that's not supposed to happen. I'm supposed to feel a little lighter.
Why do I have a bigger weight on my shoulders as I'd done before?
Oh no.
So anyway, also, by the time we're recording this and, hopefully by the time this video comes out, happy Pride.
Happy Pride, everybody.
Hell yeah, you are valid, love is love, all of that. And of course, I thought, in celebration of Pride, and also, just getting back into the recording session, I invited Ai here today to talk about her LGBTQ journey, how she came to realize her, her true feelings, her, true identity, and all that stuff, and, kind of like how the story of, like, how you came out, and, hopefully this episode inspires all of you guys for you to feel proud of yourself and to feel, the pride. Also, slight disclaimer, we may talk about some controversial shit, too. So, be prepared for that, and also, sorry in advance if I may say or do something wrong, because, I'm still learning stuff about that, about the whole LGBTQ community, so please, bear with me. So if you guys want to hear more on Aya's take on her LGBTQ journey, make sure you subscribe to Apartment 308, like today's video, comment, share it, and yeah. Alright, Aya, are you ready?
Yeah.
Alright, let's just get down to it. So obviously we gotta establish this first. What is your sexuality and also your preferred pronouns?
I am a pansexual and I prefer using she, they, but I came to a realization that when it came to my pronouns, it didn't really matter. So it's either anything of anything. So yeah.
So at this point, you just don't really care, like which pronouns people give you. So
at this point, just call me an it.
Oh my god,
I'm just kidding.
I'm referring to you as it. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna do that for you. Shit. And I guess for people, like me, who are still confused and all that stuff, what does it mean to be pansexual? Because I am stupid.
Okay, so pan is literally Latin for everything or everyone at that point. And pansexuals don't look at a person's gender. They look at a person's personality, and that's what we go for. It doesn't have to be like, oh my god, this guy is handsome. Oh, that girl is pretty. Or, that gay person is great. That kind of thing. Nah, we're like, oh my god, their personality is so great. I'm in love with them.
Oh, so you don't even... Oh, okay. So it's just basically, it doesn't matter who the person is. As long as they got, like, a good personality, then...
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's literally not limited to sexual choice at all. And some people mistake it for being bisexual, but bisexual literally is which gender is which. Like, they both
Yeah.
prefer female and male. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, because I remember we had this talk before where I thought pansexual was like pancakes for some reason.
That's why whenever someone asks me to come to their house, it's a very old joke and it pisses me off, but I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. Everybody, hide your pan. I is here. I'm like,
Hide the pan. Oh my god.
Funny joke.
Wow, wow, it's literally like 5 minutes into the episode and we already got this weird, but okay.
Yep. But in general, it's mostly emotional attraction towards people. That's it.
Okay, so this pretty much establishes your sexuality and, preferred pronouns. Now let's talk about go back to your old wee lad days. So
wee lad days.
Yeah. I'm curious. So, like, how early on in your life did you start to, start questioning your sexuality, your gender, or, when did you start to feel something?
I started to question it by 10 years old, actually.
Oh.
Because I felt that it felt kind of weird as I was growing up. I was like, we were programmed to only like men and women. And if you're a female, of course, you'll go straight to men.
Right.
And then males are supposed to go straight for women. And that's it. We're just programmed to do that. But at age 10, I realized that people were being mistreated if they were different. So I was like, that shouldn't be right. And I was also programmed by that time to make fun of those people who fall in love with the same gender. So I'm like, why? Why are we doing that?
Those jokes.
So everybody was homophobic at that time, and it made me start realizing that, this doesn't sound right, until I guess around high school. I think it was third year high school to second year high school. Well, this is in the Philippines, and it's a bit difficult to talk about it there in the Philippines, especially in my school, because it was Christian, highly Christian and Catholic.
We're gonna talk about like Asian LGBTQ later on.
I know, but this goes hand in hand with how I came out as well. Because at first, I thought I came out as a bisexual by the age of 16, just because I think I broke up with my first ex at that time, and then started to realize that, hey, I like this girl that I'm talking to. I'm not going to say any names, but she was all the way in Denmark. And we started talking, and there was a bit of flirting happening, and I didn't understand what was going on. I was like, wait, am I gay? What's going on? What's another term for that? Because as I was starting to explore my sexuality at that time, nobody can really explain what your sexuality is. So it's really up to you as a person to do your own research. Sure, some people will say, oh, I'm this, I'm that, but you would also need other people who experience this so that you could get that feedback and also confirmation, or etc., of who you are. But basically, it's also up to you on who you are. So even if I labeled myself bisexual at that time, it still didn't feel right, because I didn't really limit myself to a male and a female. So I started looking more and explored it. I guess at that time, there weren't much labels at that time, any sexualities. So I got confused. So I let go of that topic for a while until I turned 18, when somebody told me, this was during a convention. We were just having, it was at an anime convention. I was with a random group of people. I was that kind of person that if I was in character, I would just be in this random group of people. And then they invited me to dinner. So we all ate and we had a couple of drinks. And
man, I wish I could do that.
And we were in a topic of LGBTQ, because a lot of us weren't comfortable talking about it within our schools and stuff. Right. And when I explained my situation, they told me, oh, honey, that's being a pansexual. I'm like, what's that? And then I did my research, and that's how I labeled myself a pansexual. And until this day, I'm still pretty proud of it. It's not really obvious, so I'm still happy that I have something to say when it comes to my sexuality. So yeah.
Then what about when you identified yourself, or like when you say your pronouns, you want it to be said like it's they them? Like when did you realize that?
That I had a hard time to understand that when okay, this was pretty recent, around 2016 actually, because I always told myself that I'm just a she. That's it. Until I got confused and people were using more pronouns at that time. I was like, huh, that's interesting. So I started studying about it, talked about it with other people. And then when I was going to
Quack quack.
I was part of the LGBTQ plus club, and that's when I understood I didn't want to just be a she anymore. I also wanted to be pertained as they them, because sometimes I'm like, I don't feel very feminine all the time, so why not? And then the time went, remember in my introduction, I said I don't really care about pronouns anymore, because I did come to a point where I'm like, yeah, I'm just everything now. Let's do that.
You're just everything now.
Yes.
You know, like, and I apologize if this may come off as a little bit ignorant, but like, what was your thought process when you were thinking like, I don't belong to any gender? Like, can you try to describe it? Or
I can try, because my brain is pretty much of a mess, but here, let's try. So my process was, there are days that I don't feel feminine, and there are days that I'm like, hey, I want to be masculine in a way where people won't, I don't know. It's like, I'm sorry I'm going to curse, but I really like fucking with people where they're trying to guess what gender I am, and it's great. Because there are times that I would dress up. It's a mix. Sort of a mix where I'm wearing a nice button-up shirt. It's not really a blouse. It's like a suit, sort of, and then pants. And
I know the style. I know the style you're talking about. It's just not coming into mind.
Something like that. And of course, I would be wearing a mask, so people don't know whether to call me a she, a he, or like, oh.
Damn, you fucking did it to him like that?
Oh yeah, it's fun. And then that's why sometimes I don't talk, because my voice gives it away, and they're like, oh, okay, because it's tiny. I'm like, fuck.
Wow.
And my friend also points out that if I'm talking to a complete stranger or someone I like, my voice just immediately turns into Lily Pichu voice. So I'm like, fuck, okay, cool.
Oh my goodness.
Lily Pichu. But I guess that's my process of how it came to be, whether she or they. Sorry if you're hearing running. My dog is excited because my dad just came home.
I heard the jingle of a caller, yeah.
Yep, he's excited.
I'm gonna be honest, like when someone did tell me that they prefer like a they them pronoun, like, again, apologies, because this is me just being ignorant, because I'm like,
okay.
It goes through my mind, because I'm like, how do they come to that conclusion of being they them? Because as we already, you already touched on this, we're kind of raised to just believe in just male, female, and that's it. Yeah.
Yep. But this also goes hand in hand, because I didn't even say this in the beginning too, that I did say at some point that I was non-binary. Mm-hmm. And that could also be a factor of being called they them. Why are all of my things notifying me? Stop.
Aya's too famous now, guys. I had her on the show for this long, and now...
Damn.
See, you are that famous, Aya.
Maybe, I don't know. I've been famous at some point on Tumblr, but that's like a very short time.
We're not gonna talk about that. We're not talking about that until a future episode.
Damn, you right.
Now I got a good understanding of kind of like your history when it comes to your sexuality and also your pronouns. So now, at what point in your life was the time for you to come out? And also, who did you come out to? Was it like a friend, a family member?
So there's a bit of not really a problem, but oh no, I can't words. I can English, I swear. Because I remember talking about this with my friend and who has it. Okay, I'm going in like weird tangents, but I'll say this first before stating on who I opened up to first. But I remember having this conversation with one of my best friends where in a demographic between females and males who are trying to come out, females mostly had it easier when we were coming out, while on the male demographic, they had a harder time coming out because obviously males supposed to be masculine, supposed to be strong, etc., 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 that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So she kind of gave me shit about it because I was female and said that, oh yeah, you had it easier because you're female. So whether what kind of pronouns or how you come out as won't really affect other people. I'm like, that's not true because I've had other friends who were female as well that wanted to come out as lesbian, bisexual, non-binary, pansexual, all of that. They all had a hard time. Now it comes to how I came out. I first came out and told my mom, but she didn't honestly care.
Around what age was this? How old were you by the time you were doing that?
I was 19. She didn't care and mostly ignored me. Ooh. And when I wanted to come out clean with my dad because he thinks that I only like guys, like, no. So around age 21, I tried to come out and say that, hey, Dad, can we have a serious talk? And I told him that I'm pansexual. At first, he sat there real quiet. He was also drinking whiskey.
Oh my goodness.
He was drinking whiskey.
What a time to tell your dad that you're pansexual when he's drinking.
Oh, hell yeah.
But did it end on a good note or a kind of bad note?
At that time as well, I was dating another beautiful woman from France.
Ooh.
And I wanted to tell him too. So I took that opportunity to also open up. As I said, he was drinking. He looked at me, and it took him a while. He was like processing it, and he said, "Okay, proud of you." I'm like, I got really nervous because I was really scared that he might say something bad. I was like, "Wait, what? You're proud of me?" And he's like, "Yeah, I am happy on whoever you are and what you do." So I was like, oh,
damn.
Okay. And then after that, I said, I'm dating someone.
Props to Aya's dad, because god damn.
He was also drinking whiskey.
But he was sober enough to at least understand, right?
Yeah. He even patted my back and said, I don't care what you choose to do with yourself or etc., etc. He was like being sappy about it. And of course, he ended it with a note of don't have any tattoos. I'm like, I got tattoos. What are you going to do?
Oh, shit. Damn. You know, it's funny enough. I was about to say, it's funny enough, I did an episode with Hina a while back where we talked about how she got a tattoo, too.
I'm a good daughter.
Okay, yeah, that really did surprise me that your dad was really just proud of you and supportive of you that you came out to him, and especially who you were dating at the time too.
That, and he's Asian American, and not only that, he's also a Navy veteran. So to think that he would just be cool with it is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna jump into this topic in a little bit, but yeah, like, it's funny enough because I remember when I was like high school days, Aya, like. I had this transgender friend, and I remember like growing up, like I used like even though me and everyone else in our friend group identified him as a she, her, the moment like they came out to me during high school, I was just like, oh. But the funny thing is like me and that other person, I used to call them bro like all the time. I didn't even care that they were like female. I'll just call them yo bro or like hey dude. So anything kind of pertaining to how us males kind of interact with each other. And when they came out to me saying, "Oh, I'm a transgender male," I'm like, I still called you like bro all this time, but you're still gonna be my bro like no matter who you are.
But then again, bro or dude or those kind of terms feel very, how to say this, unisex to me, at least. I know some people will be pretty sensitive to it, but I use a lot of terms that are almost what do you call this?
Gender fluid?
No. Like they're like, for example, bro,
Oh, so like
queen, that kind of terms.
so
Like
kind of
it
like
feels,
gender neutral. Is that the
yeah.
word I'm looking for? Oh, okay. Oh,
I
okay.
think that's not what I was trying to say, but okay, we'll go with that.
No, no, I get it. It's like when like doesn't matter like who the gender is. Like when you say like bro, dude, or homie in the sense, you're just it's like it doesn't even
Home
matter.
slice.
Home slice. My home slice of pizza. Shit.
Yes, from now on, you call everybody, what's up, my pizza?
Oh, that's it. We've just found peace. We just call everyone pizza now. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of a pickup line. I was like, yeah, don't say that. This is recorded. Just don't do it. Don't destroy yourself.
And we also have an active audience as well that's listening in. So
Yeah, I saved myself.
for now. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the next question. And we already did kind of touch base on this, and we also somewhat brought it up during the Filipino episodes we did a long time ago. And that is LGBTQ with us Asian Americans. Because, as we know, at least for me and Aya's sake, this could be very different across for some others, that Asian parents and like Asian relatives, they're very conservative when it comes to this kind of shit. Like, they.
Conservative, judgmental, has a
Yeah.
lot of things to say about it.
Yeah, like if you go up to like like an Asian grandpa, Asian grandma, and you say like, oh, you coming out as like gay or something, they'll immediately just like judge you. They'll probably hate your ass for a long time. Like it was so hard, but after hearing your story, Aya, on how your dad was completely accepting of it, I was just like, whoa, how scary was it for you? And you can talk about like if any other Asian American kids out there that are like trying to come out, like how difficult was that to do?
Honestly, I did try to prep myself. I was already prepping to hear the things that he says typically, because my dad's really straightforward and very harsh when he speaks. So I think it took me 3 years to prep myself, because within those 3 years, I was also prepping to get here to America.
All
So
right,
yeah,
right, because you grew up in the Philippines back then.
was staying in the Philippines, but I grew up in a different place. But yes, we get it. I know I told this to my other relatives as well, and they didn't really accept it. Sure, I did say that I told my mom. She didn't really care. But when I was bringing it up to other family members, they hated the idea. It's like, oh, a woman should
Yeah.
only be for a man and not for another girl or for whatever reason or another gender. That is a sin. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, we've I'm pretty sure all of us here have heard like a scenario like that.
Pretty much all the same. Well, might have been different.
Yeah, cuz I remember with that same transgender friend I have is like they still never came out to their parents like ever since, like he told me. The only people that know that he's transgender are just me and any other friends that are with him. Like he never told his parents, and I understand why, because they're so like conservative majority of the time.
This kind of reminds me of my one cousin who, till this day, doesn't want to come out and pretends that he's still straight. But he's shy. He doesn't want anybody else to know that he's gay, and I'm the only one apparently, because when I was trying to say, like for example, the term "Hey girl, you're doing great," like as a joke,
Oh
and
my
he immediately
god.
messaged me. He immediately messaged me and told me to delete it because he didn't want anybody else to know that he was gay.
Whoa, shit.
He was scared. I was like, it's a joke. You don't really have to treat it
Right.
in that sort of way, but I'm like, okay, I'll delete it, sure. So just seeing that and how scared some people are because they can't come out, it's upsetting. Just because of the expectations that people put on different people. Like my cousin, they put a lot of expectations in him because he's a guy. He's
Right.
handsome. He has a lot of potential. So that makes people assume on what he is and what he does, that kind of thing. So he has to live up to that expectation in the end. It's sad.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is hard for us, for a lot of Asian American kids. Well, not even us, just Asian Americans, just like anyone in general, like coming out to their parents, especially if they have a very very hard
Religious.
yes, very hard and strict religious background too.
It's either being very religious or a very conservative family. It just doesn't apply to just one demographic. It's every demographic ever.
It is the reason why, like, kind of like we all have these, safe spaces, and especially online. Online is
Mm-hmm.
like you can look anywhere for like a pretty nice safe space or an online community, like this server, for example, in my channel. just,
And my server as well.
yeah. just putting our names out there, just real quick.
Putting my names out there.
Yeah, especially too as we're seeing more and more hate towards the LGBTQ community. Like, damn it, like it really sucks to see.
Mhm. But another good example. So one of my friends, she only came out to me, and as for reference, she was Latina in that demographic, and she was really scared all the time when she invited me to her place because she came out as lesbian. I remember she told me that she wanted to have this discussion with her mom, but her mom was almost the same as mine to the point where image is what's important. Having a strong guy next to your shoulder is important, that kind of thing. So she hated the fact that she can't talk about it because every day her mom would always try to hook her up with other guys.
Oh my god,
And
her
she hated it.
her mom tried to play Cupid with her.
Yep.
My goodness.
Mhm. Just imagining her in her shoes where she chooses, well, not really chooses. She is a lesbian and just having guys around her shoulders just no. Uncomfortable. She also hates that every time she goes outside, she never feels safe because she always gets catcalled.
Oh fuck.
Mm-hmm. That too. It's really sad. So every time I'm with her, I make sure that she's always safe and that she can talk or say anything that she wants. Because, yes, safe space. People need it.
Yeah, definitely. And for someone like me who is, who identifies as a straight person, like every time someone from the LGBTQ community tells me like they're going through like hate from like their peers, their family members, like again, like even though I identify as straight, like I always try to put myself in like their shoes. You really need to step into their position and, just feel what they're feeling. Just understand like how this hate and all these comments and stuff, they hurt. So it definitely does take a toll on, everyone. And, but I guess one of the big moral lessons is just listen. Just listen, hear them out, support them when they support them when you can. Yeah. And,
I was mostly in our, yeah, in the LGBTQ community as well. There are people who have, well, like me, I had it easy when coming out, so I can't really say or have any. What am I trying to say here? Jesus.
English.
I know, I'm trying my best. I swear English is my first language.
Are you sure
But
about that?
yes, there are a lot of people there that are struggling to open up to people, and I can't really have a say in it because I'm one of the rare people who didn't really have it difficult coming out.
Right.
So I'm gonna give everybody a virtual hug. Stay strong, everybody. Or who can't come out yet. One day you'll have your opportunity to come out and talk and sit with the people that you really, really want to tell them, just so that you can have that. Because we're human. We all just want that confirmation to say, hey, I'm this, I'm human, and I prefer this, that. You
It
can't open it up.
just basically just still feel validated as like a person, like no matter like who
Mm-hmm.
you are.
I know everybody's like still having a hard time trying to be someone who they're not. So, in that
Right.
aspect, yes, I understand it. And I've been through it. But as for not coming out, keep your head high. You got this. One day.
That's the
Just
quote.
keep,
That's the quote of the
yeah,
day, everybody.
yeah. Just keep thinking about it. Like, one day it'll happen. It will. It will.
Okay. Wow, that was really deep, but we gotta keep going.
Deep.
Deep. Also, just as a side, also just as like a side question, and call me big stupid for this, but is there a difference between like lesbian and gay? Because I think I keep mistaking those two terms.
Now, that's actually a controversy.
Ooh, controversial shit. Let's go.
Because lesbians and gay people always fight about it, but there's always a middle part where they're like, it's the same thing, but people like to make it complicated. So I don't really have a say in this because I don't want to trigger anybody.
Hold up, let me just put up the barriers real quick. Just place that over there. All right, you're good.
Thank you.
My interpretation of like when someone says gay or lesbian, when someone says gay, I immediately think, oh, guy like a guy. And then when someone says lesbian, god damn it.
Lesbian.
When someone says
Yes.
when someone says lesbian, I think, okay, girl likes girl, but then when someone who identifies as a female says they're gay, I'm like, wait, don't you mean lesbian? Yeah, that's why I always get confused about. But again, that was like the interpretation I always like take it. I could
So-
be 100% wrong though, so feel free to correct me.
So what you're saying is like correct in the terms. That's why lesbians had their own lesbian flag because they hated being, how do I say this? It's not really underdog, but covered up by the gays because people just think of that guy and guy.
Yeah.
So that's why there's a whole controversy about it.
Yeah, and again, that was like my interpretation of when I first like discovered the whole spectrum.
Are you sure English is also your first language?
You know, even to this day, all my international friends question if I can English good or not.
Yay.
Anyways, so moving on to the next part of this LGBTQ discussion is we're gonna explore a little bit more about pride in different countries, specifically more in Asia. And I remember I was talking about this with someone from Japan, an old friend of mine in Japan, where their graduation project actually was.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, they were reporting about the LGBTQ community in Japan, and we had a whole conversation about it. I was like, what the heck on these LGBTQ rules that Japan has? Not only them, but like other Asian countries too. I was like, what the fuck, man?
You should hear about the rules about in Singapore. It's bad.
Woo! Don't even get me started on those countries. But we gotta talk about it anyway.
Oh yeah.
So do you pay attention to a lot of like pride when it comes to other Asian countries?
I'm more up to date to the Filipino one because of course all of my friends are in the Philippines.
Oh boy, the Philippines, man. that one's a spicy hot pot if anything.
Makajos. Papa G. What's up? I ain't gay, don't look at me.
Damn.
But yeah, a lot of people in the Philippines are also struggling about the LGBTQ because the only thing that they know is the derogatory term bakla.
Ah.
Yeah, sorry for using that term. Sorry if I'm going to trigger anybody, but yes.
We're not gonna say what that means for any of y'all listening, but you can pretty much guess what it means at this point.
Since gay people have been around the Philippines for so long, there's a lot of them. You would think that it's normal to have them around there because they're just everywhere. You would think, oh, cool, they're open to the LGBTQ community. No, they always make fun of those people, which is so sad. They make fun of them.
Yeah.
They exclude them in anything. They make fun of them if they're like in line, and then they have to say what gender they are. It hurts. And Filipinos that are so dense and feel like, I have the power to say this because yes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But
Mm-hmm.
but also, isn't it like kind of ironic too? But like, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't there like isn't there like a gay celebrity that's like on almost every TV show these days?
Oh, do you mean Vice Ganda?
Yeah, that one. That person. Like, but isn't it ironic because like he's on like they're like on every like reality show you see in the Philippines.
Not only it's not reality show, but more like entertainment shows, and he's
Right.
mostly he actually doesn't care whether you use he or she. So Vice Ganda is always there to give some fun and laughter. And they came to a point that no matter what name calling that he's been called, he doesn't care. So he just uses it as a joke. But
Yeah.
in the inside, there's like some interview with him at some point that he felt sad that gay people are being used only as a joke and not as a person, only being used as material for comedy. So he tried to somewhat change that in a way. But I don't know of how many Filipinos will listen to this, like from the Philippines, but I know they have a lot of controversial stuff to talk about Vice Ganda because he's not really a perfect person to say, but he did try to tackle those LGBTQ problems as well. Only problem is he only saw or felt that the gay community itself, just like being gay, was the only important part. Nothing else. Not the pansexuality, non-binary, lesbians. They're not even included in his spectrum. So that was kind of sad. But aside from gay personnel from the Philippines, when anybody talks about gay parades or anything to do with LGBTQ, a lot of Christians will go wild.
Ooh.
Put up a gay flag. Burn!
Oh shit.
They will literally burn the flag.
Oh my god.
It's scary.
You're telling me because in another in another Asian country, I think in South Korea, I remember one of my friends in Korea, like they went to like a pride parade in Seoul, and immediately there was like hella like conservative Korean people like that are like anti LGBTQ, and they even wore like custom made T-shirts. Do you want to know what it said? The T-shirt was in Korean, but the shirt translated to "Gays go home." I was like, ooh.
That's sad.
Yeah, and it's even more weird because when I had that conversation with my friend from Japan, in Japan apparently there's a law for gay people or like anyone LGBTQ in general where, say if you're a male and you're gay and you want to date another male, apparently you have to get some fucking paperwork done to even date the person. I was just like, wait, what? That sounds like you're getting like a license to be gay. The fuck?
Pretty much.
Yeah, that blew my mind because I'm just. But then again, as we said before, like Asian countries and like descendants from Asia, they're like our ancestors of Asia. They are so conservative and so strict, heavily religious too. But it's still happy to see that a lot of Asian countries, like, they still host like pride parades.
They try.
Japan, Korea, even Taiwan, and I think Taiwan's the only Asian country to this day that actually has LGBTQ laws that are pro. Yeah, so
good job, Taiwan.
Yeah, we're making progress. We're making progress. We're not there yet, but we're making progress.
Earth is still primitive. Give it time. There's still a lot of he-who's around here.
He-who's? Who? Who? Just starting to wrap things up, of course, one last question is like, what is some advice what's a message/advice you want to give out to anyone in the community that you just want to say and support them?
I said this in between of the topics that we talked about, but I'll reiterate them. Just take things slow. Your time will come when you'll be able to talk and sit with a person that you really love and you want them to know about who you are as a person and what you identify as, and tell them, it's me. This is who I am.
It me.
But jokes aside, I want everybody to stay strong.
Yeah, and also this is a shout out. I'm not exactly partnered with them, although hey, anyone that's part of this organization, you wanna do a partnership soon. But I also gotta give huge props to the TREVOR Project. Yo, they actually are a good organization that does support the LGBTQ community. If you guys want to support more in the LGBTQ community, go ahead and check out the TREVOR Project. If you guys have any more resources that me and I should check out, go ahead and link it to me. I'll try to put it in the description. I was just gonna say, like, this is a learning experience. This is an educational podcast. I am telling you guys.
Educational.
That's pretty much gonna wrap up this episode of It's Been a While. Psych! We got a surprise for you, Aya.
Oh no!
So we're gonna try out a quick lightning round just to get to know you a little bit more about who you are. Don't worry, it's just 10 this or that questions. You just pick one or the other based on whatever preference. All right, ready?
Nothing. Oh, there's no choices yet, guys.
I didn't even say. All right.
Whoops.
All right, ready?
I'm ready.
All right, white sauce or red sauce?
In terms of, or this is just literally the color of the sauce.
This is literally just anything, up to your own interpretation.
White.
Okay, ukulele or guitar?
Ukulele.
Vans or Converse?
Ooh, difficult. Converse.
All right, Illustrator or Photoshop?
Oh no. Photoshop.
Okay, tequila or whiskey?
Whiskey. All right. Wait, no. I had a bad experience with whiskey. I'm going with tequila. Sorry, I revoked my decision.
All right, Minecraft or Stardew Valley?
Stardew Valley.
Bikes or scooters?
Which kind of scooter? The scooter that go vroom vroom, or just the scooter you kick?
I guess either. Doesn't matter.
What?
Okay,
No,
the one you just kick.
Okay, bike.
All right, Nissan or Honda?
Honda. Hardcore Honda.
Damn, really are Filipino. Anyways.
Hey, shush.
All right, 2D animation or 3D animation?
2D.
And last one, pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No. Are you a monster? Jesus.
All right, you're here, folks. I said no to pineapple on pizza.
I love how they said think. Thank you. I was thinking.
Think.
Does Mr. Omni-Man right here think?
Yeah, but anyways, that concludes today's episode of It's Been a While on Aya for her LGBTQ story. And yeah, thanks so much, Aya, for sharing your story with us.
And thank you for having me here.
Hell yeah, this was a long time coming to do a one-on-one episode with you.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, guys, of course I gotta give Aya here the good old shout out. You can find her on Twitch, Instagram, and on Twitter. It's at BoopleBuns. You guys already know her. She's been on the show so many times.
Oh yeah. And also, I also have a server, so feel free to join. Also a Boople Bunt as well.
I'll make sure to link an invite. But yeah, anyways, guys, that's gonna be it from us here in Apartment 308. Happy Pride Month to everyone out there, or late Pride.
Happy Pride Month.
Or late Pride Month if my ass is too lazy to upload this to time.
Upload it on time, Brian. You gotta.
I'm trying my best not to mess up the timelines. I've already did it once already.
Ooh.
Yeah, but anyways, guys, thank you all for listening in. Don't forget to subscribe, like today's video, comment about some of your LGBTQ stories. How did you come out to a friend or a family member? Are you a person that's still scared to even come out? Make sure you share this with all your friends, and yeah. Alright, we'll see y'all in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.